Good morning, fellow Vikings. After a quick break for spring sports and a whirlwind of activities such as Skills USA and spring testing, we are finally back in action. Your rock-solid support for our student-powered broadcast warms our hearts. Ow! Ah! What? We're pumped! Ow! No more dilly-dallying, let's fire up the show.
Welcome back to Viking News, your link to all things Vikings.
I'm Sequoia Reese.
And I'm Keandra Kelly.
And you're now watching
Viking News.
A new student club in 503 is creating a significant impact. The camp has arrived and is dedicated to embracing diversity.
Stay tuned as JC shares more details in the next story. Let's check it out.
Hey, so I'm Christina Mayhew. I am the sponsor for the camp. The camp is the Cultural Alliance and Multiracial Pact, and what the objective states is that the camp will allow students to explore the opportunity to explore multiracial backgrounds while acknowledging issues and events, bringing awareness and education through diverse learning and fun activities to those interested and willing to collaborate with different cultural and ethnical backgrounds. We are all one but different but the same.
The impact that the Camp Club has had on me personally is teaching me every little bit of the story. I believe that it is crucial to know every little bit, both the good and the bad, because if you do not have all parts of the story, you do not know what truly happened. And I believe it is important to see from all views, and this is what the Camp Club is doing. It is educating you on the parts that aren't in these books, the parts that people may not like because they're terrible things that have happened, but it is important to learn these things because if not, then history will repeat itself.
So this group basically, like the objective said, gives the students and adults the opportunity to learn about different nationalities, backgrounds, different cultures with respect and dignity. We have the high school group and we also have a middle school group. So middle schoolers are involved as well.
I feel like camp has impacted the district and all the schools just in many different ways by learning about the different cultures and all kinds of stuff.
Educating on inclusivity, like the objective said, we do different activities, fun activities, diverse learning. The students will be able to go into more detail about some things that we have done. We also have sponsors, our history teacher, Miss Quirton, our video production teacher, Miss Kay, Edgenuity teacher, Miss Cypress, and then we have our ISS teacher, Mr. Derek.
The way this group has impacted me is by showing me a bunch of new experiences. For example, whenever we went to Haskell University, I was not planning on going to college until we went there. It's just a very beautiful college. It can learn about your culture, you can learn your own language, you can learn how to make jewelry, powwows. It's just making sure your culture is not dying off. And I think it was a really good experience because now I know for sure where I'm going to college to.
So if you want to join the camp, you just come to meetings. We typically meet on Fridays at the high school, Friday mornings during Viking time. Middle school, we meet during first and second lunch there. So any student is welcome. All you have to do is come to the meeting and sign in and sign out.
Visiting the library can feel overwhelming with its vast book collection, making it challenging to choose the right one.
To help you decide, Remington introduces her latest segment,
Remy's Book Reviews.
Hello, this is Davion, and these are Remy's book recommendations. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. This story follows the lives of Autumn and Finn, childhood friends who experience love, loss, and self-discovery. This book is recommended for ages 14 through 18, and it's about teen romance and coming of age. You'd Be Home Now by Kathleen Glasgow. A teenage girl named Emery struggles to find herself amidst the fallout of her brother's addiction. Ages of this book are 14 and over, and this book is about domestic fiction. Hit and Run by Lerling Daniel. A boy hits a girl on her bike as he is driving intoxicated home from a party with his date. This book is told from the 4 people involved: the driver, passenger, boyfriend of the victim, and the victim herself. This book is for ages 12 through 17, and it's a realistic fiction.
In a world where chaos and disagreements are the norm, music sweeps in like a superhero, uniting us in a symphony of joy and togetherness.
Kara and Janiyah have a special segment for us this morning. Girls, take it away.
Hey Kara, who's your favorite artist?
Zach Bryan, of course. Who's yours?
I'd probably say SZA.
Well, let's kick it over to the Vikings and find out.
My favorite artist is Dominique Fike. I went to one of his concerts in Chicago.
My favorite music artist is Babytron, before the fame, not after it.
My favorite artist is Drake.
My favorite artist is King Von.
My favorite artist is NBA Youngboy.
My favorite musical artist is Odetari and SZA.
For this segment, we wanted to get to know our teachers
and their companions.
What is your name and do you have any pets?
My name is Mrs. Moore and I have 2 dogs, Walter and Maisie.
My name is Mrs. Hauk and yes, I have pets. We have a chocolate lab and her name is Phoebe. And then we have a little white fluffy dog who is called a Cavachon and his name is Harvey. And then Mr. Hauk has a hunting dog and her name is Gracie.
My name's Amber Jones. I'm the school nurse. I have 4 dogs. I have Bruno, Ace, Max, and Scout.
I'm Nicole Hickman. I have 2 dogs, Daisy and Lily.
Okay, I'm Mr. Hetty, the auto shop teacher. I have 4 hunting dogs.
I'm Miss Elliott, and I have 2 dogs and a cat. Our cat's name is Stuart Turner Elliott because my son Will named him after his baseball coach when he was in, I don't know, 1st or 2nd grade, I think. Then we have an Australian Shepherd. That's my daughter's dog. Her name is Annie. She's 11. And then I just adopted a blue pit bull puppy over Christmas break, and his name is Jenkins. I named him after Fergie Jenkins, who was a pitcher for the Cubs in the 70s.
My name is Mr. Barkus, and I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. The dogs' names are Callie and Lucky, and the dogs' names are Callie and Skipper, and the cats' names are Lucky and Cleo.
Prom night is on April 13th for all you seniors and juniors. Freshmen and sophomores you're invited too, but only if you bring along an upperclassman as a date.
Snag your tickets for our prom and after party, Project Prom, next Wednesday and Thursday during lunch. I'm excited because if there are 2 things Vikings know how to do, it's to have fun and dress sharp.
Let's find out who students predict will be the best dressed for this prom.
Who do you think is going to be best dressed at prom?
Me and Araya.
Who do you think is going to be best dressed in prom?
I think Keandra and her baby Kamari are going to be the best dressed.
Who do you think is going to be best dressed in prom?
If I were to guess best dress, I would say it's going to be either JJ Kendrick in his day or Trey Mack and Oscar. Probably best dress.
Who do you think is going to be best dressed in prom?
Me, obviously.
Who do you think is going to be best dressed in prom?
I'm gonna go with the swag man, T-Mac. T-Mac, which means Oscar, you gotta dress because T-Mac's going. I know he always put it on. T-Mac, hats off to you, bro.
We are so excited to see everyone dressed and ready to go.
Speaking of getting dressed, this seems like a perfect transition to
Fit Checks.
My name's Kamora and this is my fit check. I got this from Lulu, this from a thrift store,
These from Walmart, the socks are from Nike, and these are from Shoe Depot.
Alright, so I'm Tristan. This is the fit check. These are from Levi's. I got the hoodie off of Shein. The boots, they're from Cavendish.
Jamarcus Washington, shirt, Fashion Nova. Horses, they came from StockX. The jeans, I believe, Fashion Nova. Then I just got a little ski mask on and some glasses.
You know what we got going is T. Logan. It's my fit check. Hoodie from Shein. Jeans, Rule 21. Shoes, StockX.
This week's class shoutout is Mr. Crow's Viking Time at Parsons Middle School. We appreciate your support. Here's another informative installation of Special Talks with JC.
Hello and welcome to Special Talks with JC. And you may be asking, why are you so out of breath? Well, I'm training for the Olympics. Well, not really. But it is 2024, meaning two things. One, it's a leap year, meaning we get 366 days this year. And two, the Olympics. Wait, but have you ever stopped to wonder, why do we have a 366th day every 4 years? The answer is somewhat simple, actually. Despite what you may or may not believe, a year on Earth isn't exactly 365 days, but it's rather 365.242 days. The best way to accommodate for this little bit of extra daylight, instead of just celebrating New Year's Eve at a different time every year, is to just round it all up and add an extra day every 4 years. Of course, this isn't exact either, and it does add up over time, but close enough. But wait, why choose February of all months for the extra day? I mean, we could have added a 32nd of December, that's the best month. Well, tradition. That's exactly why. The first calendar ever made to accommodate for the extra day every 4 years was something called the Julian calendar, created by Julius Caesar himself. Julius added the extra day in February, back then called Februarius. Speaking of Rome, guess where the Olympics this year are not being held? Oh, this would have been so much easier if they actually were being held in, like, Venice or something. Actually, the Olympics this year are being held in none other than the city of love and lights, Paris. If you somehow, for some weird reason, do not know what the Olympics are, they're basically this massive international sporting event held once every 2 years, alternating between the Summer and Winter Olympics. But this show is meant to tell you something you didn't know, and not something obvious like that. So let's go over something less known, the history of the Olympics. The Olympics were first started by the ancient Greeks in 776 BCE. They were held for well over 1,000 years, only ending in 393 CE. The games they played were games like foot races, long jumps, discus and javelin throwing, wrestling, and the feared pentathlon. Anyways, the Olympics attracted athletes from all around Greece and was always held in none other than Athens, Greece. It was easily the biggest spectacle of all ancient Greek life. The winners of the Olympics didn't receive monetary compensation or anything like that, but instead they would have entire statues erected of them, and were basically just heroes to the Greek people. The Olympics were sadly abolished in 393 CE by the Roman Emperor Theodosius I because they were in violation of his Christian beliefs. They remained abolished for 1,500 years before they were finally reinstated in 1894 by Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who believed they could help educate and bring back peace in the world through sport. He founded the International Olympic Committee, also known as the IOC. The first ever modern games were held back in 1896, poetically in none other than Athens, Greece. Today, the Olympics are arguably the world's largest sporting event. But here in Parsons, there's another sporting event that likely matters to our community even more, and that is the World Youth Weightlifting Championship in Peru this May. And that is because none other than our very own Autumn Sands is going to be participating in it. She's been doing weightlifting for a while now and is now qualified to participate and may secure an international championship. We're all rooting for you, Autumn. Alright, well, Miss K might get a little mad if this segment gets any longer, so I'll have to end it here. I'm JC with Viking News, and now, back to the show.
Well, that's our show.
I'm Sequoia Reese.
And I'm Keandra Kelly.
Stay safe and go Vikes.